Welcome, everyone. My name is Nick Hershey. I'm the president of the Mortgage Calculator. We are a non-delegated correspondent lender that operates a little bit differently than most companies. So I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to explain a little bit more about how we work. And then we'll pass it over to Kyle Hershey, our COO, who will actually show a little bit more about how it all works on the back end. And then we'll close it off with Jose Gonzalez, our sales manager with 28 years of experience, to put it more in traditional terms of how this all comes together to close more loans. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. And hopefully most of you have joined from this page here. So let me just explain a little bit more about what we mean exactly. So obviously we're a little bit different. As I mentioned before, myself and Kyle, we come from a marketing and technology background. So we've generated leads at scale for over 20 years and spent millions of dollars on all the different ad platforms. So obviously we come from a different angle than your traditional banker. So we're all about unlimited leads powered by our software to help push it through the system, which starts as a CRM and is POS, LOS, all built in together. And then of course we have all the AI plugged in as well, which is the latest craze here. So what makes us different? Obviously, we started differently. We have a different kind of starting story. But what also makes us different is we're non-delegated correspondent. And what we've built are the tools to allow you guys to instantly plug in and scale your business up. So whether that means our leads, if you want to plug in, we'll show you how that works in a second, or your own leads, we want to make sure you fill your pipeline, especially in this market where it's traditional sources have kind of dried up. So we want to make sure what you're doing is expandable and scalable so that what you're already doing can generate more business for you. So basically you can plug and play and generate more leads from what you're already doing, or even plug into our lead system as well. So how does this all work? First, let's go over the business model. I mentioned we are non-delegated correspondent. That's because we built this team in all kinds of different avenues, all the different avenues. We started as a FDIC bank over 5 years ago, and then have built this as broker, non-del, and del. So all the different models, we find that non-delegated works the best. And we're currently approved with over 120 lenders and investors. What that really means is we can do broker or correspondent for our borrowers, whatever is best for our borrowers. So usually that's our correspondent options, where we have over 5,000 loan programs with our 34 correspondent investors, where we fund the loan with our own money, we draw the docs with our law firm, we take all the risk, and that's always going to have the best rates and pricing and always beat broker pricing even at the same outlet, because we're obviously taking all the risk and funding the loans with our own money. Now, if there's any reason where we can't fund the loans, or there's another program out there that we don't have, we have over 110 partners for wholesale for anything that falls outside the box. So overall, we want to always make sure we have every loan program that's out there, from VA, USDA, FHA, Fannie, Freddie, all the non-QM, DSCR, all that kind of stuff we fund in-house. And then once we start getting into the outside the box stuff, commercial, mixed use, CDFI, SBA, fix and flip, ground up construction, that kind of stuff is the stuff we would wholesale, whatever is best for our borrowers. We also have the AI built in, as we mentioned, which we call Calvin, our AI loan officer assistant, that's always going to be helping our team push those files through the process, no matter which lender or investor we choose. Now, how do we push this all through? It's our technology. So our technology is different. We've built every line of code for what you're about to see here. And it all starts with our instant lead generating website that you're looking at right now, which is powered by AI. It's our POS, CRM, LOS, all of it's built into this one place. And it's software built for us by us. What that means for you: one login for you, one login for your customers, no matter which of our hundreds of different programs or outlets we use. So your prospects can flow from basic info, name, email, phone, to pulling their own live rates, completing their own 1003 in full, pulling their own credit, their own liabilities get set up in their 1003 already set up in Encompass, but you don't have to log into Encompass. That's just how we operate the system. We also have our instant rate quotes from over 5,000 loan programs from all of our investors, where we're the lender, and when we're in that system where we're offering the rates, we have our automated requotes because we are the lender, right? We have the program, we have the access, and your customers can get requotes automatically as rates rise and fall. So how do we do all that? With our API integrations. So over 50 integrations. Encompass, I mentioned before, we use Encompass. If you like Encompass, great, you can log in. You don't have to ever log into Encompass if you don't want to. You can just use the CRM. Same thing with Optimal Blue, don't need a login, but that's what we use for the pricing. Iridian link for credit, account check for VOA, VOI, all that kind of great stuff. Appraisal works 5 AMCs at the click of a button, no logins needed. all that kind of great stuff, the click of a button away. We also have our instant business cards and flyers. So the minute you get activated, your website's active, you instantly have access to create marketing materials to generate more leads. And you can even capture leads from website users without them filling out forms, which is a really cool feature that we have. And it can indicate that some of your customers might be shopping there. We also have our automated posting where you can just plug in. So whatever social media account you connect, we will post the approved flyers for you automatically and generate leads for you by posting your link up there automatically. For our AI, we have our proprietary Calvin Dual Oz AI. So a lot of companies have Dual Oz, which is great, but then we run our Dual Oz and have our AI Calvin analyze it to see which may be better for our customers. So a cool feature we have there. We also have new features we release every week. So development staff, where you can request new features. If it's something that helps out the team, we'll definitely try to build it out. Another thing that sets us apart in all the different models, we found that the training and support was lacking. So we wanted to make sure, even though we're remote based, we have access to our team to access all the tools, materials, whatever they need at any time. So we have a remote based learning center, classroom style. You can get in there, get whatever you need. And we also have our daily live trainings. We just got off our 2 already this morning, and we do a few more. So at any time you can log into the course style, the classroom style training center, 365 days a year, 24/7, anytime, log in there, expand your skills, get access to new features, upgrade, all that kind of great stuff. We do our live show. We do a live mortgage rate show 5 days per week. We do a live sales training 5 days per week. And we do our in-depth loan officer training 2 days per week. All of those are live podcast style where you can tune in and learn some new tips and tricks. We also have our Zoom support. So even though we're remote based, we want to make sure you can get face-to-face with your support team members. So log in there, get face-to-face with the processor, have them take over your screen, click whatever you need to click. So even though we're remote, we're still face-to-face during business hours. We also have our knowledge center with thousands of articles, not just from us, but all of our investors and lender partners. So thousands of articles, videos, tips, tricks, guides, matrices, all kinds of different tools where you can just search that all in one spot for all of the different outlets we have. And the AI we have built in here is for compliance. So we have Calvin Compliance to search all the federal regulations as well as the states we're licensed in. So you can run through those even if our compliance manager is not available. You can quickly have Calvin check out and see if you can get any tips on any compliance. Now, the final section here, some of the items that don't necessarily fit in another category. Definitely the first one I love here is the ability to close DSCR business purpose loans, our flagship product, in over 44 states. So great opportunity to expand your footprint without necessarily having to get more licenses. We have all kinds of different ways we can give you leads. We want to make it very simple, 50-50 split, very straightforward. So Kyle will show you all the different ways they come in. Just know it's a simple 50-50 split. We want to make sure you guys can plug in to generate more leads. So remember, this is automated lead generation at scale. Please plug in all your different socials, all that kind of great stuff to build your business. And if you don't have your own leads already, no problem. You can set up your own lead campaigns. Kyle will show you that in a second. And if you do have your own leads, no problem. You can import those with our webhook. All of our team members can press a button and refer a deal to another team member. If they have a conflict of interest, or maybe they're not licensed in that state, you can still earn 75 basis points on those loans. And since we're a lender, the payroll is not as a broker, so there is a couple week delay there, typical pay schedule. But if you need instant payroll, we have a button you can click and go ahead and fill that out and request instant payroll. No monthly fees, no hidden fees, no desk fees, no payroll fees, no fees of any kind. We want to make sure it's very straightforward. We built everything from the ground up with the code, so you don't have to go become a member of any of these other websites or softwares or anything else like that. We built everything from the ground up. As Kyle mentioned before we went live here, the hotel room and our VIP treatment at our annual retreat, we want to make sure we get face-to-face with all our team members. We can do that once a year here in Miami and treat everybody to a free hotel room and yacht party and all the VIP stuff in order to get at least once a year physically face-to-face with everybody. Now, if you guys drop off, there's a replay of the video here, but let's get into the comp plans. And then we can
Hey,
pass
Nick,
it
real
over to
quick,
Kyle.
sorry to interrupt. You're glitching out a little bit. Can you maybe turn your video off? And that might help because your connection's a little glitchy.
Okay. All right, let's get into the comp plans here. So first off, everybody is drawn to the senior loan officer comp plan there. on the left. So 225 basis points base commission on conventional non-QM, the stuff we're used to. And if you take a company lead, which Kyle will show you in a second, that's 112.5, simple 50-50 split on company leads for conventional non-QM. Now our senior loan officers are for experienced loan officers, so they're going to be the ones receiving those referrals, as I mentioned before, from our team of loan officers who may not be licensed or may not be experienced, or maybe for a spouse or family member, maybe they don't know how to do a fix and flip loan. No problem, our senior loan officers will take that over and not only receive the lead, but it's a referral because it comes with a team member to help you out. Our senior loan officers will have access to all the different leads. Kyle will show you a few different places, but there's obviously no restrictions for our senior loan officers here. And we have a 25 basis point monthly bonus for any volume over 2 million to get you as much comp back as we can there. So a great option for those that are already rocking and rolling. We want to get as much back to you as we can. And if you want to teach, you can upgrade to a team leader and earn 25 basis points on those loans that you help structure for your team. Now, how do you get to senior loan officer? You need to have some experience and have closed 6 loans and take the courses, right? In order to pass the courses, you're going to need some experience. So it's going to take a little bit of loan knowledge to learn how to do broker and correspondent, which is very unique. Not many outlets out there allow you to do both. It does take a little bit of experience. So you're going to start as a loan officer and go ahead and upgrade to senior loan officer by taking the courses whenever you're ready. So you can start at 150 basis points for conventional in non-QM, that's 1.5%. And 50-50 split means 75 basis points on company leads while you're still taking your senior test there and learning to do both channels. You'll still have access to non-delegated and brokered with our 130 total outlets. You'll have access to the website, CRM, POS, all the stuff that Kyle's about to show you. Have access to our AI integration with Calvin. Unlimited leads at a 50-50 split. So all the different places Kyle will show you, you can grab those. You can get those for 50-50 split. And if you're ever uncomfortable, unlicensed, conflict of interest, whatever it may be, click that button, refer that deal to a team member, and still earn some great commission. And we are licensed in 23 states for primary and second homes, and 21 additional states we can do our business purpose DSCR. So that's how our comp plans work. Again, start as a loan officer. Whenever you take the courses, learn how to do both channels, upgrade to senior loan officer as soon as you're ready, and you have a little bit of experience there. So that's how those plans work. So if you're ready, Kyle, you can actually show how the back end looks.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Let me go ahead and get into it here. Okay, so just real quick to highlight a couple features of our system. So first of all, we have our CRM here, just like any other CRM where you can, take your notes, send your emails, send your text. We have our Calvin AI assistant built in here. He can create the emails and text for you actually at the click of a button, right? So that's pretty cool. You can set follow-up tasks. Of course, you can put people on action plans, automated drip campaigns where we email them and text them automatically on your behalf over time, all that kind of good stuff that a lot of other CRMs do. But what starts to really set our system apart here is our quoting system. So right here with our quoting system, with just putting in a few pieces of info without pulling credit or anything, we can press one button, get all the rates from our different investors, and be able to put together a quote in just a few minutes. And it sends the quote to the client that looks like this, a nice pretty quote where they can see their rate options. They can scroll over these things and see what they mean. They see the Google map pulls in automatically, the Zestimate pulls in automatically, the loan info pulls in here, the monthly breakdown of the taxes, insurance, HOA fees is all in here automatically. The lender fees, and then of course it has you here as the loan originator, and it's on your website, your custom website here with you in the corner too. And you also can attach your realtor partners to this. So your realtor partners, they absolutely love this. They know when they send you a client, not only can you quote them in minutes with these cool quotes, but you can attach the realtor to it as well. So you're keeping them in front of their client saying, hey, we are your team that's pushing this deal across the finish line. Your realtor partners would rather send a client to you to be included on the quote, updated automatically on the quotes, all that kind of cool stuff, than send it to somebody where they just send them the person and they don't know what's going on, right? They want to be attached to these nice, pretty quotes, have you keep them in front of their client's face, all that kind of good stuff there. So your realtor partners, they absolutely love that. But the coolest part about this all is that when your client wants to move forward, they click Start My Loan Application right here on the quote. And what that does is take them to their borrower portal. So I'll show you here what it looks like, where they are prompted to start their application. They fill out their whole 1003 right here in the system without leaving the page. It's going to ask them for the documents we're going to need so they can upload it there securely. It gives them their loan info here. It has the milestones here that update automatically as you go through the milestones on the back end of doing their loan, right? And they can communicate through here as well. So this is their borrower portal. Now, let me show you, now that they have filled out their application here, let me show you what it looks like on your end. So in our system, notice this person, it's all green because they filled out 100% of their application and submitted it. So you can also upload, documents here. You can also request documents, whether it's you or your processor can request, hey, I need a copy of the lease. And then that's going to prompt them to upload a copy of the lease, right? You can also request a whole packet. Let's say, hey, this started as a conventional loan, but it's actually going to be a VA self-employed loan. I don't really know what documents I need for a VA self-employed loan, but the system does. So we can apply that, save the changes, and now it's asking for those documents we're going to need for that loan type, right? You can also request signatures. If you need them to sign something, then you can ask them to sign something. It prompts them to sign it in their borrower portal, where again, they don't have to leave the page. Our e-sign is built in, so they never have to leave their borrower portal login. Now, once this application is submitted, we instantly pull credit automatically. So when they submit their application, they give consent to pull credit. We pay for it up front. They don't have to pay for it up front. You don't have to pay for it up front. We pay for it up front. It pulls instantly and automatically. So when you open the Encompass API here in our system, again, like Nick said, you're controlling Encompass inside of our system. So it's definitely a lot easier to navigate here. And so when you pull up the loan, the 1003 is already imported in here. The credit is already imported, the liabilities. I mean, everything is in here for you to originate the loan. One thing to point out here, as Nick said, we have dual auth, so we can run dual automated underwriting for Fannie and Freddie at the same time with the click of a button here. But not only that, we have our Calvin AI, who then analyzes it and shows you the pointers of what may be better for that situation, right? So pretty cool there as well. Now, once you actually are originating the loan and it's in underwriting, when underwriting has conditions, you'll receive an email, you and your processor. And what you'll notice is the conditions are right here on this same page as well, where you can either upload documents to fulfill the condition, you or your processor, or you could dispute the condition and kick it back to the underwriter and say, hey, the guidelines say this, I don't think this is needed. Can you take it off? Whatever the case may be. So everything is done in this system. And we also have our Calvin AI assistant here to order VOE, VOI instantly at the click of a button, request title, request insurance, all that kind of stuff as well. So notice everything here is built into this one system. This is how we take somebody from being just a name, email, phone number, right? Being a lead, to contacting them in our system, quoting them in our system, having them fill out their application in our system, pulling their credit instantly, automatically, originating the loan in our system, doing the underwriting conditions all here in the system. So you're doing the entire loan from start to finish, all here in one platform. One login for you, one login for your client. Now, excuse me, let's talk about where these leads actually come from in the first place. So first and foremost, we send you text messages all day with leads, right? So when we get somebody clicking on our leads from our ad campaigns, they double opt in to be contacted and they're sent to you via text instantly so that you can click to claim the lead, give them a call right away. So the second they click the ad, within 30 seconds, you should be on the other end of the phone with them because you get the text message. And so what this looks like here, and I got a screenshot here of just a couple hours of my test profile here. Notice we got national business purpose DSCR leads coming in, some regular general leads, purchase leads. And so these leads that are coming in all day, you can click them and instantly give them a call. So those are the ones coming in live from our ad campaign on a daily basis. Now, another way that we provide you leads here is with our auto dialer. So we have an auto dialer in our system, and just like any other auto dialer, you can call 300, 400, 500 people in a day. You can press one button to drop an automated text and email to them if they don't answer. So calling hundreds of people in a day, dropping those auto texts and emails, right? And so the thing is here, we put the leads in here for you. So we have tons of lead lists in here for you, right? Of all different types of leads, from short-term rental leads to DSCR, foreign national, purchases, all kinds of leads in here. So you can call hundreds of people in a day, every day. And these are real leads, right? Now, another way that you can work leads in our system is that you can purchase your own campaign, right? So we're going to be giving you leads at no cost up front on a lead split. So we're going to be giving you those leads on a daily basis, right? If you want to get even more leads and not have a lead split on them, you can pay for those up front, right? So what we do is we take your budget, we copy our ad campaign that we've proven out that we know works, and we just put your budget on it, and those leads go directly to you at no lead split. So whether you're taking our leads, at no upfront cost, a lead split on the back end, or if you want to pay for those same leads up front, then there's no lead split on the back end. Right. So you don't have to do this. It's not mandatory, but a lot of people want to, pump up their pipeline even more, and with deals that won't have a lead split on the back end. Right. So that's another opportunity for you to get more leads. Now, let's say you're already getting leads from other sources, right? Maybe you have Zillow or Lending Tree campaigns going, or whatever it may be. You can import leads here on this tab using the custom webhook that we give you, and the instructions are here. And essentially, you are able to bring the leads in real time. So from wherever else you're getting these leads, any other legitimate lead sources that you may have campaigns or purchased, lead packages from, this link will bring them in instantly into our CRM. So you can call them and quote them and do everything just like any other lead. And our system will notify you the second that it comes in from whatever source you purchased it from, right? So great webhook there to use. So whether it is leads that we're providing at no upfront cost that are being texted to you in real time, or that you're using the auto dialer to call, or they're leads that you pay for up front, so there's no lead split on the back end, or they're leads that you're getting from any other source, we have the means to pull them into our system instantly in real time. So any way that you can work leads, we have here in our system, right? That is what it is built for. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jose Gonzalez, our sales manager, a realtor, and a loan officer for the last 28 years. And he is going to talk a little bit about how this all comes together to actually close loans, and the type of support we provide here as well. And then we will open it up to questions. So go ahead, Jose.
All right, how's everybody doing? Yeah, it sort of brings up that old Geico commercial, the one I'm talking about. We're talking about the technology here and bringing it all together. So we definitely have it set up so that everyone, even those that may not be employing any technology at the moment, can definitely get up to speed as soon as possible. We did mention Zoom Room, right, where we have our in-house processing staff during working hours and working days in there that can assist you with many of the everyday things that could hold you up on a loan. The only thing you wouldn't go into the Zoom room for would be with assistance in disclosing or structuring a file, right? That's what your team leaders are for, because everyone, as soon as they're cleared to originate, is assigned to a team leader, so that every time, for example, a loan application comes in, team leader gets alerted via email, you're alerted via email, I'm alerted via email, rest of management's alerted via email. Everyone knows you just got a loan application, and we're all going to give you some guidance by email. And then you're going to meet with your team leader within 24 hours, no more than 24 hours, to help you structure that file, go over the ins and outs, because we're not talking about just regular agency loans here. We're talking about potentially bank statement loans, profit and loss loans, asset depletion loans, DSCR, a portfolio loan, fixed flip loan, ground up construction loan. Could be so many different products that we offer at the Mortgage Calculator, and that's the biggest challenge. Guidelines, just learning how to have the mindset to handle non-QM world, to know, let me look at the guidelines right away. Let me look at the guidelines for option A, option B, option C, see which is the best option for the borrower, depending on the situation, after we've had a nice conversation with that borrower, excuse me, to see what their objectives are, so that we can help them with a game plan, action plan, to help them reach their objective in the best way possible, right? Lowest cost option, highest LTV option, right? All scenarios and all, including any specific details for that borrower. So again, team leader, you're going to meet with your team leader, who's going to help you with all of that stuff. And then you're going to meet with your team leader to disclose the file. If it's a non-del file where we're the lender, obviously maximum support there. Then if it's a wholesale file where we are the broker, you still meet with your team leader to review it. We don't discriminate here. All files get equal support. The only difference is that then we don't disclose that file in-house. You then go to the lender's portal of your choice to upload that file and get it disclosed. Now, once it is disclosed as a non-del file, it goes to our intake department. They register the file, they submit to underwriting, and most importantly for you, they assign it to a processor. And then at that point, you're going to meet with your processor. As soon as that file is assigned, you're going to go over the file, bring the processor up to speed, right? Conditional loan approval comes in, processor brings it into the file. You all go over the conditional loan approval, work together on the file using our technology, which allows the seamless integration of the users. And then the file gets clear to close, goes to our closing department, and you have a happy closing. So as an example of, one of the many ways we can assist you with this support, I'll give the example of one of our loan officers that was sort of a new loan officer, but definitely new to non-QM. She picked up this great lead, right? 1.4, $1.5 million purchase. I think it was 1.4 and change. 85% LTV on the loan amount. That part I do remember, $1,056,000. They were denied somewhere else. They went full doc. They tried to go full doc, didn't work out. So she gets her structure meeting. We meet, we review it. She was still trying to figure out tax returns and maybe bank statement. But after we realized that the customer, or she found out that the customer was not going to be able to document the large deposits on the bank statements, we figured the best action plan was a P&L, profit and loss loan. So then I helped walk her through that profit and loss loan underwriting and everything in about 3.5 weeks, clear to close, including an appraisal transfer, which was very difficult. Customers adamant, I'm only going to do it if you can transfer this appraisal that's already in at value, right? We were able to do that too. And it was a win-win-win situation, right? Because the MLO, customer got his loan, 85% loan to value, which had not been offered to him before on a P&L. We got the loan, and the MLO got the loan, her first deal. She got the full 1.5% of $1,056,000. So not a bad first paycheck, but I will tell you, would not have been possible without all of the support that she received from us, from myself, from the Zoom room, from the rest of management, from our closing department, and this file, to have this file closed in 3.5 weeks on a file that she did not even know that the product existed before she came to the Mortgage Calculator, and she would not have known it existed when she was trying to structure her loan and still was going down the incorrect path. But we made sure that her loan got off to the correct trajectory from the beginning, because once it deviates off path, it's really hard to get it back on path. We were able to make sure that she stayed on the correct path from the beginning, close that loan, 3.5 weeks, and it was, like I mentioned, win-win-win situation for everybody involved. So just like that, we can make it happen for anyone that's on this call. So I really do hope to have you all on board soon, helping you structure your loans and closing all of those cool loans that you may have not been closing right now.
All right, thank you, Jose. Last thing here, I'm gonna go over the next steps and then we will go ahead and open up to questions. Please drop any questions you have in the Q&A section and we will get to them in just a moment here. Let's see, let me share my screen. So the next step, if you're ready to move forward, is to go to themortgagecalculator.com/join. We'll drop the link there in the chat as well for you, the direct link. But themortgagecalculator.com/join, and you're going to sign up for the applicable program. Again, if you are an experienced loan officer and you've been closing loans, right, 6 loans in the last 12 months, it doesn't matter where you close them, just that you're an active loan officer, you would sign up for the senior plan, directly. If you are brand new or you just haven't been closing loans and don't have that 6 loans in 12 months, you'd sign up as a loan officer. Once you're trained and, are able to, have that production, then you would move up to a senior loan officer, right? So, definitely sign up for the plan that's applicable to you. What's going to happen is it's going to take you right to sign the compensation agreement, the initial agreement. Now, you don't have to sign it right then. It's going to email you a copy, so don't worry, right? Look it over, take your time. But once you do sign that initial compensation agreement to join, that's what kicks off all of the next onboarding steps, where we get your ID documents, we sponsor your license, we walk you through how to do the stuff in the NMLS. So all that kind of good stuff, right? So first step is to sign up for the applicable plan for you. Second step is that you will sign that initial agreement once you've reviewed it, and then we will send you all of the next onboarding steps. So with that being said, let's go ahead and stop recording, Nick, and we will get into the question.